Hello, I'm Dr. Bond. This is a Bond report. This one is Abbey Road. The Abbey Road album came out when I was in high school. I was originally going to call a talk Scenes from an Italian Restaurant, where Billy Joel had put those pieces of songs that don't go together. And I've forgotten, a full 8 years before that, though, the Beatles did that with Abbey Road. They did a whole sequence, and it was called The End. And it was 7 or 8 songs that are put together. I just didn't want to call a talk The End. And what had happened, they had just put out their second to last album, and John and Paul wanted to go have a theme type album. They wanted to travel, and they wanted some big background in the back, and they considered Everest. Let's go get our picture taken there. We want a certain thing and call it Everest. They brooded about rainforest. Let's go there, stand in front of the rainforest. And what I want to add as background, they'd gone with the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi sometime before that, and everybody said how great it was. Ringo didn't like it. He didn't say anything to anybody characteristically, but he didn't like the food. He had canned food shipped out from Britain. He, baked beans or something. But he just didn't want to do that again, and kept his peace, didn't do that. People think of Ringo as just another pretty boy, but, far from the case, really a hell of a drummer. When they let the Maharishi go with that deathless headline that John Lennon, that had been previously used in Britain before, as you will have no doubt foreseen, "We are firing you," which I regard as a totally wonderful line. It had been used on a guy with a different publication. But Ringo listens to all this. Let's go on these trips to Asia. Let's do that. Held his peace. As they're debating the places to go, Ringo said, "I didn't like the last one. Why don't we just go and get our pictures taken and across the street, get our pictures taken, and we'll call it Abbey Road." The recording studio there is the British something studio and Abbey Road. This is called Abbey Road Studios. They'd been there before. They had regularly recorded there because they liked working with Jeff Emmerich, who's got a very good book about this called Here, There, and Everywhere that he wrote that I've got here. That's Jeff Emmerich. But he was a very gifted sound guy and effects guy and mixer and just what you wanted as sound man. So they went to Abbey Road rather than having that behind them. And let's go to Abbey Road. Let's get our picture taken crossing the street. But this was all Ringo not wanting to go out there again. Here's Abbey Road. Now they've changed a little since then, but there they are walking across the street, or will be in a moment. Iconic photograph of that time. Paul's got the barefoot, John's got the white suit on. And this has been much copied in the years that follows. People will set up a camera here. If I had 4 people there, I would do that. The street signs, the City of London, and specifically the City of Westminster, would try to mark that street even further up, and the life expectancy of Abbey Road Northwest, the life expectancy of street signs for Abbey Road could be actually measured in minutes. They couldn't keep that street marked because people would keep swiping these signs to take home. And they wore them down. They started putting them on the second floor of buildings. They started doing other tactics. People would come out there to get their picture taken doing this, various types. Doesn't have to be the same ones. Here's a guy, they went to some trouble. The one guy's barefoot, the other guy's got the white suit on. They're going the other way. They're contrarians. I'd give a lot to know how a guy got a set of dogs to do this in that order, but, wonders never cease. For day trippers to St. John's Wood, which is where that is, kind of a long and winding road to get there, the which you pay close attention, or you do wind up here, there, and everywhere. Not all the roads are at right angles. If you're going to go down there, the locals finally got reconciled to traffic tie-ups, celebrations, gradually got better. I've got to admit it's getting better. Yeah, got to be good looking because you're so hard to see. But I wanted that as a theme there. Boris Karloff getting made up. Here he is, just one more pretty boy. Got to be good looking because you're so hard to see. But basically the name of that album comes from our friend Ringo. Got to be good looking because you're so hard to see. Thank you very much. It's been a Bond report. And tell your friends and please subscribe.